You know what? I give you another example I just thought about.
I think they're like you, Smoke.
I'm not. I said I wouldn't get no fast food no way, but I give you another example of what I'm talking about. I don't know if all of them open, but the one that's not far from me, like Lowe's, for example, wide the fuck open. It ain't never not been. The parking lot stay packed. It's more people than that than it was before the shit started. They parking lot is packed.
So you got when that preacher over there in Jackson, and they was talking about how the police came and broke up the drive-through service, and he was like, "Okay, so y'all come and break this up, but I see folks by the hundreds going in Lowe's, and you don't see a cop in sight."
Dude, I'm telling you, it be packed. I'm like, damn, how is Lowe's essential? It ain't servicing the police or nothing. And even if it was, if you want to use that as an argument, that they're servicing the police or emergency workers or anything like that, they not just servicing them. They're servicing everyone. Everybody going in there. It be packed, arm to arm. You have to wait in a line of 30 people. Saying, you know what I'm saying? It's not essential. They don't sell food. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't fit the category. And I said the first thing I noticed and I told people was nobody's enforcing it. No one's enforcing it. You know, like some cities, the police or whoever, they riding around and they're enforcing it to make sure, like, they doing drastic stuff. Like, think about it. They doing stuff, they had to cut people water off, businesses water off, because they wasn't doing right. They wasn't doing right. Now, truth be told.
Well, they did that around here. They did that around
I know, because people, but see, they not doing it here. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. That's what, he made the threat, but he didn't do it. He made the threat, though, but he didn't do it. Man, ain't shit. Let me tell you something. The only thing I have not been able to do that I can do, like before coronavirus started, before the shelter in place or the shutdown, all this shit started, the only thing I can't do that I would normally regularly do is to go to Drago's, nigga. That's it. I mean, if you don't know it, Drago's like a place like a Louisiana Cajun type food a little bit, and they got like charbroiled clams and oysters and stuff like that. That's the only thing that's really been closed the entire time. Is a restaurant like that. Other than that, everything else I can still be able to do. Now I'll give you one better. How in the hell, if drive-thru is supposed to be open, how is Subway open? How is Subway open? What's the other thing like Subway? Jimmy John's, whatever. How are they open? And the people actually serving your food breathing on it. Think about what kind of food, that's raw food. How are they open still? They don't have a drive-thru. The only way to get your food is to go in there. If they're going by the executive order, how are they open? I'm talking about. That's why I said they ain't gonna never go nowhere. This is gonna be a part of our new life. We're gonna be wearing masks everywhere we go. It's gonna be the new norm. Because ain't nobody gonna want to stop nothing to actually, like they should. Nobody's gonna actually take the time to stop nothing that they want to do. Really, at the end of the day, these folks are basically ready to risk their lives to go back to work. You're going to make a whole lot of money when you're dead, I tell you that. You'll be able to work all you want to in heaven. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I know one thing that you can say for sure that somebody in place to do is kind of like what Smoke said. Most people are playing politics. They more or less trying to make the people happy. They are the general donors that keep them in office. And what keep them in office is the big money machine, the big donors. They not studying you, the citizen or the employee, because you don't give them the super PACs of money that they need to get reelected. The big companies do. The Sanderson Farms, the Wells Fargos, you know what I'm saying? The big companies do. That's who give them the guidelines the money to actually keep getting reelected. And then what was the other rule? The other rule was some places can be open, they can have people in there. Even if you were essential, it's supposed to be the basic people. Man, these folks hiring people. They got a hiring sign on the door.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a skeleton crew. It actually says that basic people like payroll, stuff like that. It's supposed to be the basic people to run it. These folks hiring. So they bringing in more people.
They want to. I'm sitting my black ass down. It's down like I'm supposed to.
Man. I see y'all keep on. This thing gonna mess around and mutate and become worse than what it was. Keep on.
Yeah, because ain't nobody sit still.
Yeah.
That's what I don't
That's another
understand
problem
about
that you're going to have. That's another problem you're going to have with these people opening the state lines. That's another problem. It's going to mutate to something that you can't control. And then we've shown up screwed everywhere.
Mm-hmm. What you about to say, Smoke?
Shit. I done fucking forgot.
Had a brain fart?
You would think if they tell your ass, okay, especially if you a fat ass, if you got diabetes, if you fucking, basically, if you from Mississippi, all the goddamn advisories, but basically saying if you from Mississippi, you got a high chance of being one of them motherfuckers to die.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers still just nearly fucking.
Yeah.
But see, I don't think, like you said, man, it don't really hit until it hits, man. I had a family member die just last week from that shit, man.
Obviously, I know 4 people now that died from it. It ain't a game.
The man was not poor.
And one of them, they was like, you know, of course I don't know all his business like that, but his family was like, he didn't have any underlying health issues. There was nothing else wrong. He didn't have like, you know, diabetes, bronchitis, anything like that. And he had the kind of job, you know, like that had wellness that if he did, he would have known. You know what I'm saying? So
it's just like the quickness is what's fucking scary, man. You got people at like 5 o'clock, like, yeah, just gonna lay down, and come fucking 8 o'clock, they fucking dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I said because some people, I don't think they realize what they had. Because I'm going to tell you something, too. They're going to have to go backwards, man. They're going to have to go backwards because, you know, before they start reporting and realize what it was, I think a lot of people already had it. Because there's a lot of people saying that, like my uncle, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my uncle he had everything, the symptoms, he had the whole 9, and we couldn't figure out what wrong with him, and he had to go to the hospital. And he made it and everything, but they were saying some crazy crap, like they thinking he had some form of pneumonia or something. Like, what the hell? Just out of the blue. He just caught something like that. He's not a sickly person. Well in shape, all that. And I truly believe he had it. And this is way back in like, shit, might have been January or February. It was somewhere up in there. It might have been January. That was January. When it happened to him. That nobody was even talking about no coronavirus like that. Not around here. I bet you anything, if he get tested, that's what he had.
That's the thing, though, because it's been talked, well, not out in the public, but it's been talked about way before January. It was all the way back in 2019. He never took it seriously. He always blamed it as a Democrat plot and all this kind of crap.
Yeah, like Joe was talking about global warming.
Back in 19.
Mm-hmm.
And he never took the shit seriously. And now the shit is out of. And you want to take props for some shit that you should have took seriously 8 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Then you want to blame China and all this and that kind of crap? Bruh, you sitting at the head, the top of the chain. But when they tell you something that can hurt this country, you're supposed to take that seriously. First of all, you shouldn't be in the office because you know nothing about dealing with people. Your business over there.
You know, I said that one time before too. Now people get to see what you want to look for in the total president, because you can't just say you want him to be a businessman, because the job would have, at some point you would have to have like empathy, emergency planning type stuff in the situation, depending on the situation. It's the total package thing. You can't just say because a person knows how to run a business that they will be successful at their job. Yeah, they're successful as long as they don't have no problems other than the economy. I mean, but anything beyond that, like war or some shit like that, he don't have experience in. It's not gonna jive like you think it is.
How you gonna use this person because he got a business background when this person filed more chapter 13
Yeah, that's true,
You
too.
know, he can't even handle his own business.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of filing bankruptcy and all this and this. Come on, man. He just got a bunch of rednecks that spoke the same language. He said I think it was 97 or 2000 or something, whatever it was, he can win the White House saying whatever he wants to, acting however he wants to, because the Republican Party is just that dumb. And he did that.
Mm.
They all just, and they still is. This man done killed thousands because of him not taking action. And these people still follow behind this fool.
That's some incredible shit, ain't it? I tell somebody at this point, that shit is a cult. Like at this point, I mean, he got all the signs of it. At this point, that shit is a cult. That motherfucker can tell them to drink the poison Kool-Aid and they'll all drink that shit. That shit a cult at this point. You just blindly follow. That's idle guides. You just blindly follow somebody, whether they're right, wrong, moral, non-moral, unmoral, ethics completely fucked up, everything. I mean, every wrong thing that you can check off of something going wrong, that's the wrong way to be, you can check that mark off, and you still support, man, that's a cult. That motherfucker just tell you anything and you just believe it and you accept it, that's a cult. That's like the boy in Waco tell everybody he was Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's a cult. Jokers just tell you anything and you believe it. That's a cult. You just blindly following somebody. No reasoning, no trying to investigate to see is it actually true, regardless of what they do. But you're right though. It is gonna take to affect them. Cause see when he believe like the people out there picking and stuff, I said that too. I said, you know them ain't nothing but Trump supporters, dude. Does that to do it all? Like saying like their civil liberties being, them trying to save your life is what they supposed to be doing. Is some kind of way hurting your civil liberties? What the hell? I said okay, but you can leave out your house. So how is that? It's not like you have a lockdown or a curfew. You just can't go to work to be around a bunch of people. So I'm like, the people that's gonna listen to him and run back is the people that his supporters anyway. All he gonna do is ensure he not gonna get back in the White House. Cause half of these people gonna be the people that get killed off from going back and going in groups. Did you see where they opened up the Florida beaches? That a gang of people went back that goddamn day and immediately stopped doing any kind of social distancing or even trying. Immediately. Like the shit ain't never happened. I told you, it gonna spike all over again, just like it did the first time. And this shit gonna fuck around, and the kids ain't gonna be able to go back to school when school start back. This shit gonna fuck around and last the next December. Just because of what they doing and how they doing it. Watch.
At the end of the day, it's all about money.
Cause he gonna try to push them into it. Now I honestly believe, I really do, that you have some governors that feel like some of this is wrong. But just like you said, Smoke, they're getting pressured. They're getting pressured because that's the person that backed them. And that's the person that got the power to pull them out the position. So at some point, you have to have like your moral supposed to take over. Now I'm going to tell you something. At some point it should. But it just shows you what kind of people that you vote for put them in office because theirs ain't kicked in yet. I'm going to tell you something. Now, that's why I don't never say all Republicans act like him or some of the people I see, because you do got some good ones, man. You look at Mitt Romney. Like even when he was running, I never felt like looking at Mitt Romney like that's an evil racist motherfucker right there. I never felt that way. Even when he was running, against Obama, I never felt that way. The same thing with McCain. I never felt that way. I never felt like, hey, that's the evil man that we have to beat. Never felt like that. Because it comes off that they're not those type of people. But Trump, on the other hand, you feel what I'm saying? It just oozes. It's oozes. He throws it in your face. So even if those people where I just named were like that, they're good at hiding it. But I'm gonna tell you why they don't hide it. I mean, why I say they are generally that way. They disagree. They disagree. They don't agree with everything. There's no way in the world, just because somebody in your political party is you supposed to agree with everything.